Well, the next year came around and I had been re-potty trained over the summer and started preschool again. This time I went almost all year without an accident, then I started having them daily again. This time I was kept in the preschool program and just put into pull-ups every day. Preschool ended and summer began and it was just a day care for me and I had stopped having accidents for a while, although I was still in pull-ups every day. Kindergarten started then and I was no longer in diapers or pull-ups at home other than at bedtime. Again, I was doing well all year and then there was one day where all the kindergarten classes were doing an activity. I don't remember the details, but I remember a lot of people having accidents and leaving the classroom. I happened to be one of those people and got sent up to the nurse's office for a change of clothes. When I got there was 3 people in front of me, 2 boys and a girl. They were all helped first and then the nurse looked at me all somberly and said, "I'm sorry hun, but we're all out of clean clothes, but if you really want I can let you go back in this," and she held up a pink pull-up, pink miniskirt, and a pink shirt with gemstones in the shape of a heart that said princess. Well, I didn't want either option really, but decided to take the clothes HSE offered me. I was helped into the pull-up, then she held open the skirt for me to step into and pulled it up so that it covered my pull-up. Then she had me lift my arms and pulled the top down over my head. As I was walking out I realized how short the skirt was and turned around and asked how I was supposed to keep my pull-up from showing. She just said, "Sit ladylike with your knees together or crossed and don't reach for anything that's too high and you'll be fine." I said okay and walked back to class. The second I walked in, the class erupted with laughter. After school the bus that took us to the daycare center wasn't much better the whole way there. I was teased about having to wear girls' clothes and one person even lifted up my skirt to reveal my pull-up. That just brought new taunts and new jeers to their head. By the time we were at Small World Daycare Center I was in tears. I was helped inside and led to where the babies were because I couldn't stand looking at the kids my age. After that day I started having accidents again daily. My mom sent me to school in a pull-up and I had a few extra in my backpack. In a month I was in diapers again 24/7. I was sent to school with them. My teacher, the nurse, and the principal were informed that I was in need of diapers and anytime I needed a change I would be excused up to the nurse's office who would then change my diaper. This went on for another year and at daycare center, someone found out about my diapers. I was too embarrassed to play with the other kids so I decided to go back with the babies every day even during the summer. All the way up until 3rd grade I was in diapers, then I was too big and started wearing pull-ups. They weren't as absorbent but they did the trick. After 3rd grade I seemingly gained control overnight. It was amazing. I didn't have an accident for months. I was in a pull-up every night, but I was usually dry in the morning and always dry all day. I was dry for years, then freshman year of high school hit. I started school and the workload got really stressful and I started wetting the bed again. I started wearing good nights every night to bed and was tremendously embarrassed. I would have an accident once or twice a week for the next 4 years. Then shortly after graduating I started worrying about my future, about a car and college and work and everything else in my life, and once again started having daytime accidents. I informed my mom, who took me to a doctor. They said it was just stress and a phase and I would regain control shortly. It never happened. I'm still in diapers 24/7 now, but I've accepted myself for who I am and have even dubbed myself a sissy. I know like my diapers and will even now pretty little dresses that make me feel even more babyish.